William Henry Gates III, more widely known as Bill Gates, was born on October 28, 1955 in Seattle, Washington. From a young age, Gates showed a remarkable aptitude for learning and an insatiable curiosity, particularly when it came to technology. His parents, William H. Gates II and Mary Maxwell Gates, encouraged his intellectual development, which helped foster his natural talent. Early on, it was clear that Bill had an exceptional mind, one that would later help shape the future of the digital age. In 1967, at the age of 12, Gates began attending Lakeside School, an exclusive private institution in Seattle. It was at Lakeside where he met Paul Allen, who would become both his close friend and future business partner. The two shared a deep interest in computers, and it was this bond that would eventually lead to one of the most influential collaborations in tech history. During their school years, Gates and Allen spent countless hours exploring the possibilities of computing, often going above and beyond their school assignments to delve deeper into the world of programming. Gates's first encounter with computer programming came in 1969 when he programmed a computer in BASIC, using the General Electric GE system. At just 13 years old, Gates created his very first computer program, a version of tic-tac-toe, which allowed users to play against the computer. It was a simple project, but it marked the beginning of a career that would change the world. After graduating from Lakeside School, Gates took the next step in his education by enrolling at Harvard University in 1973. Gates was an outstanding student, achieving a remarkable score of 1,590 out of 1,600 on the SATs and earning the status of a National Merit Scholar. Initially, he studied pre-law, influenced by the career path of his father, but it wasn't long before his passion for technology and programming began to dominate his focus. It was during his time at Harvard that Gates realized that his future lay not in law, but in the rapidly evolving field of computer science. In 1975, Gates made a pivotal decision that would alter the course of his life. He reached out to MIT's Micro-Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems to inquire about a job developing software for their Altair 8800, one of the first personal computers. This was a turning point, as it marked the beginning of his career in the tech industry. By 1975, Gates had already decided to take a leave of absence from Harvard to focus entirely on this opportunity. It wasn't long before he dropped out of Harvard entirely, choosing instead to dive into the world of technology full-time. It was in that same year that Gates and Allen decided to start their own software venture, initially called Microsoft, which combined the words microcomputer and software. In 1976, Gates and Allen formally registered the Microsoft trademark, marking the birth of a tech giant. At this point, Gates made his stance clear in an open letter to computer hobbyists, expressing his frustration with the widespread illegal sharing of software. His letter called for people to respect the intellectual property rights of software developers and pay for the software they used. This was a bold move that signaled Gates' commitment to building a sustainable software industry. By 1977, Microsoft was on its way to becoming a real business. Gates took another leave of absence from Harvard and moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where MIT's was headquartered. There, he and Allen worked tirelessly on Microsoft's software offerings, and by 1978, Microsoft's sales exceeded $1 million. This achievement solidified Gates's reputation as a focused and driven entrepreneur, committed to building his company into a leader in the tech industry. In 1981, Microsoft launched its first major product, the MS-DOS operating system, after purchasing the rights to the system from Seattle Computer Products. This operating system would become the foundation of Microsoft's success, especially after the company struck a deal with IBM to provide the operating system for their new personal computers. The partnership with IBM marked a major turning point, but not without complications. In 1983, Allen left Microsoft after being diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, and the company introduced Windows as an extension of the MS-DOS operating system. Although Windows initially faced setbacks, it would eventually become one of the most widely used operating systems in the world. The release of Microsoft Windows in 1985 was another landmark moment in Gates's career. Windows, with its graphical user interface, would change the way people interacted with computers. That same year, Gates and Microsoft also struck a deal with IBM to develop a new operating system called OS/2, though the partnership ultimately broke down due to creative differences. By the time Gates reached the age of 31 in 1987, he became the youngest billionaire in the world. His fortune grew rapidly,